up, guys? Welcome back for another beer review. I want to apologize that it's been so long. I had actually a whole bunch of brewery reviews, but Google's not letting me download them off my photo app for some reason. So I got a whole bunch of backlogs, so eventually all that stuff will be coming at you. But I wanted to get back into all the beer stuff and all the beer reviews, and so I went to the beer store, and lo and behold, we have Oktoberfest stuff coming out. It is August 7th today, so I'm kind of excited. I wanted to get into the Oktoberfest beers as I see them rolling out. Of course, I'm back in Michigan for the time being, for the next month or so. So you can obviously tell that this is more of a traditional beer brewing state, because I'm getting Oktoberfest beers already. When I was in Arizona, I wasn't getting anything until mid to September, and it's like by then it's already kind of late. You don't have enough time to figure out which Oktoberfest beers you like. Thankfully, I didn't have time for this, so I grabbed what I could, and then I'll keep on pumping stuff out, and the pumpkin beers and some other stuff as I come around to it. But today, we're going to get into the Shiner Oktoberfest. Now, I've had them before, but I don't know if they switch it up, if they tweak their recipes or anything like that. I'm not sure, but I wanted to give it a whirl. It's nice, vibrant color. Orange, like a sherbet, blue, you can't miss it. Jeez, as I break everything. So, yeah. Oh, twist off. Shiner's a twist off. So I'm looking forward to getting all these brewery reviews up. Yeah, got a backlog. So, and there's some cool ones out there too. But, alright. And let's see, any blurb. This is 5.7% ABV, which, is kind of in the sweet spot. 12 ounces. And, a couple years ago, I tried to do as many of these as possible. I got to like 25. And I'm going to see if I can do that again. So we'll see. And then I'll give like my overall, what my favorite of the, the season was. So, all right. This is my first Oktoberfest beer this year for 2021. Let's get into the review, get into the smell. This smells like it's going to be much more of a malt forward beer. It has kind of that like prune, raisiny kind of aroma going on. That malted, like prune kind of taste aroma going on. There was a hint of like a toffee aspect. But it very much has almost like a Vienna lager with a bit more malt forward aspects going on to it. I think the aroma is very nice. So I'm going to recommend it on aroma. Let's get into the taste. It has a pretty crisp taste or finish to it. The maltiness, it takes a little bit of time for it to like activate on your tongue. The first sip I got, I wasn't really picking much up, but every subsequent taste or a sip I've taken, it becomes more pronounced. And it's not super heavy, it's not super rough. Some of the maltiness can get really like jaggedy on the sides of your tongue. This is a little more subdued. I get more on the tip of my tongue. And it has kind of that charcoaly, like a charcoal meets kind of burnt toast maltiness to it. Maybe a bit. There's a bit of like earthy aspect to it. Maybe even a little hint of orange peel, but It very much tastes like a Vienna lager with a little more like some malty oomph in it. But as for a first Marzen style Oktoberfest beer, there's a couple of Oktoberfest styles. I think that you can pick a worse one. I think this was a solid first Oktoberfest tasting beer, so I dig it. I like it. Shiner's not that bad. You can usually find a decent beer from them. And let's see, so I'm going to recommend on that, and just FYI, the little blurb on the back is every September, millions of people around the world gather in Munich to celebrate Oktoberfest. With a name like that, you'd think it'd start a month later. But hey, it's tradition. And if you can't be there in person, you can be there in spirit with this classic brew made from Munich and caramel malts along with German-grown Hallertau tradition. And here's Brucker hops. I was not prepared mentally. I was not up ready to read that part. Now feel your Stein. So anyways, they're like, sounds like it should be in October. It's in September, whatever. Which is why I'm glad the beer comes out in August. It gives me time to get into it. So yeah. Next category is value for price. This is definitely one of the cheaper Oktoberfest beers you're gonna get. It's not on the level of the macro mass-produced Oktoberfest beers, but it's kind of around the same price that you're gonna pay for like a Sam Adams. It's pretty much as inexpensive as you're going to really get for a craft Oktoberfest beer. So I absolutely going to recommend it on dive price. Next category is drinkability. It's a pretty easy drinking beer. It's not, as I said earlier, doesn't have that rough edge on the tongue. Sometimes it can get a really just like claws clawing down the side of your tongue. Sometimes it can be that malty. This doesn't reach that thing. I think they do that on purpose. They're not trying to push it necessarily because this is a wider available American craft beer. You want the people that are kind of all over the beer drinking spectrum, which is something like that. This is going to be Sam Adams. I haven't had this year's, but I've had it in the past, and it's usually kind of a safer Oktoberfest beer. So I'm going to assume that's probably that. I got to check if I picked up a couple, so I got to see if that was one of them. But this is a safer Oktoberfest beer, so the maltiness is not as extreme as I know some of the others are going to be, and so the drinkability is much easier, I'd say. So really, if you're looking for a nice drinkable Oktoberfest beer, this one definitely it does the job. So I'm going to recommend it on drinkability. I think I'm going to have to go back and watch the previous versions that I reviewed of this and see if it's changed, if my review has changed. I don't know. So yes, drinkability and distinction. It's an Oktoberfest beer. There's not a lot because this is very kind of pigeonholed kind of style, kind of for your seasonal. It's probably the most this is kind of what it's supposed to taste like seasonal beer that you get from any seasonal thing. So it's a little more open to interpretation for other kinds. It is what it is. It's not really that crazy distinct. It's very hard to make an Oktoberfest really that different. So I'm going to give it a half, right there in the middle, which is perfectly fine for this. And last category is what I bought again, and yes, I think it was very enjoyable. It was inexpensive. It's in a pinch, if you want something that's going to be kind of more friendly to a larger group of people, this is absolutely a nice one to go for. And so yeah, I'm going to recommend it on that. And I really think this is a solid way to start off the Oktoberfest beers. I apologize for the setup and the camera and all that stuff. All that stuff's boxed up. I will be moving much further away in the next month or so. But I really wanted to start getting back into this. So yeah, hopefully you join me for my Oktoberfest expedition. I'll probably throw in some pumpkin beers in there. Pumpkin beers, I either really enjoy it or I think it's trash. There's really, I was about to say something that's going to get me into a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, it's one or the other. So I'll see if I can throw in some pumpkin beers, and especially since I'm back in Michigan, try to get some of the local beers, craft beers that I've been missing for that as well. So anyways, that is my review for Shiner Oktoberfest Marzen style beer. Have you had it this year? What do you think? Have you had it in the past? And have you noticed there's like a difference? Of course, since a year goes around, it's kind of hard to always know if there's like a vast difference, especially with an Oktoberfest. But let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And yeah, for myself and for Shiner Oktoberfest Marzen, take it easy.